Lot of pet grooming shears to sharpen and some clipper blades for a dog groomer this morning. Let's see if we've got sound this time. I'm having an error message. All right, do we have sound now? We have sound now? I don't know what the hell's going on. All right. I don't know what was happening there, but I appreciate y'all telling me whether there's sound or not. Every time I sign on, I've got some kind of a error message. I haven't been doing any live streams because it's just a big pain in the ass. And nobody watches them anyway. Appreciate you guys though. So I got a little damage there. These are just some cheap shears. This is a young man, which odd as a young guy starting as a dog groomer at a local place pretty close to us. Texted me a couple days ago and wanted all of his stuff sharpened, and I said, bring it to me. So he brought everything last night, and I need to get it knocked out. I got another dog groomer dropping off at 11 Central Time, and she specifically drove about 40 miles. She's going to drive about 40 miles to drop this stuff off and have it sharpened today. She wanted me to drive where she's at, but I told her I do not do mobile sharpening for dog groomers. Sorry, everything has to be done here in our shop. Can't help everybody. Thank goodness I've got more business than I can handle. I've had to turn down some people the last couple of days. Still got some little issues right there. Well, keep in mind that's 11 years of being in business is why I have the business that I do. And yeah, I'm blessed. I really am. Still got a little something right there. If you stick with this business long enough, you will be very busy. The problem is most sharpeners, at least the ones I've helped in my area, they quit after a couple of years. It's not easy. Some people can't handle the ups and downs. And I was slow last week. A couple days last week, I didn't have any business. And then towards the end of the week, I was overwhelmed. And it comes in waves. Like last week, it was all knives. The weekend was all clipper blades. I probably did about 60 or 80 clipper blades. I have to go back and look at the receipts, but I did a ton of clipper blades this past weekend. All right, so we got the ride lines working good. Now we're just going to, these are beveled edge, so it's going to be easy. We're not going to convex them. Yeah, it's funny. It is weird. Comes in wave. This is all dog groomers the last few days. School started today for the district that I'm in, so turn some lights on here. All right, we got the dust collector on, and these are going to be 45 degrees. I've sharpened these these king stars, or what do they call? They're always 45 from the factory. Oh, actually they're not. It's going to be 35. $35. These are beveled edge. See if we got a burr. We got a burr all the way across the blade. It doesn't take long to build your business if you work social media and you work your clients really well. And if you're in a densely populated area. I'm in a very densely populated area. I have over 100 barber shops and salons within a 5-mile radius of my house. And probably at least that many dog groomers. Beveled edge shears, we're going to push that burr back just a little bit. I could either use my pink stone or my deburrinator. Let's get out the deburrinator. You can see that burr flip over. Then I'm going to take my little piece of leather. I like to clean all the ink that I put on there off. Flip that burr over. 12 people watching and only 5 thumbs up. Do me a favor if you're watching, hit that thumbs up button. It does help the algorithm out. It does help our business out. If you're just joining us, I'm sharpening pet grooming shears for a local dog groomer. Yeah, I mean, the Houston area is 7.58 million people in the greater Houston area, and the concentration of people between Houston and Galveston is incredible. What's the deburrinator? That's the deburrinator. It's Velcro, 2 pieces of Velcro. Velcro, the hook and loop on one side, and the felt on the other. It's not my invention, but it does a good job of getting burrs off. I call it a deburinator. The guy that I got it from is Jeff Andrews at Northern Tales Sharpening up in Arkansas. He calls it a fuzzy stick. I saw him sharpening a pair of grooming shears on YouTube or Facebook. I don't remember where it was. And he said something about a fuzzy stick. And so I texted him. I said, what the hell's a fuzzy stick? And he told me he just takes if you get the 1 inch wide strips of Velcro and you put it on, that's a paint stick from Lowe's I cut in half. And then I put the hook and loop on one side and the felt on another, and it's a great little way to take off burrs. So what I've been doing on it is I take my pink stone, I want to push that burr back that way. So I want to kind of just see that burr come back. It's hard to see in the camera, but I can see it under the light. That burr goes back that way. So I feel it. Now I don't feel the burr. And then I take my deburinator, push it again, push it that way. Then I like to take my little piece of leather. It's just a little piece of leather like this, and I kind of push it along, just gently along the edge. And there we go. The deburinator. Thanks to Jeff Andrews. I'll give credit where credit is due. Jeff is probably one of the best dog grooming sharpeners in the country. He's in Arkansas, Northern Tales, if you want to look up his website. If you're sharpening any kind of clipper blades and scissors for dog groomers, he's got a lot of information on his website. And he's a master dog groomer, and he owns multiple shops, dog grooming shops, on top of his sharpening shop. So anytime I have any issues, specific issues with clipper blades or anything like that, I call Jeff. It does work well with knives. All right, we got that clean. We're gonna go back to the stones. Oh, I'm dropping everything, damn it. Drop my pink stone. He does do a lot of good stuff. Jeff's a good guy. And he's very helpful if you just call him. He's kind of gruff online. But if you call him or text him and you have a question, he is super helpful. He has helped me over the years. One of these days, I'm going to take a trip to Arkansas and visit him. He does something like 30,000. Yeah, it's Northern Tales Sharpening in Arkansas. Jeff Andrews. He's got he doesn't do too many YouTube videos, but he does a few. He does something like, I might have said this already, I think he does like 30,000 clipper blades a year or something like that. It's an insane, he's got multiple people working for him sharpening too. It's not just him. Still got a little haze right there on that tip of that. And I may not be able to get it perfect. These are not the highest quality grooming shears. It's just a little round ruby stone. The one that comes with the equipment, you can get one until you get the square, or you can get, I think I bought this one on Amazon. I'm not sure where I bought it. Just look up ruby sharpening stone on Amazon. I don't know what grit it is. It's high grit. I mean, it's very low. I mean, they're very slick. I don't think it's 30,000, but I bet it's probably 5,000 or so. That looks pretty good. That's about the best I'm going to get that. Let me do this a little bit more on this one. All right, that looks good. Let's go to the fine stone now. All right, we're going to leave that. We're wallowing out the tip. That's the poor hollow grind on these. Looks good. We're ready. Let's move on. I'm not going to move the camera, but I'm going to go back to the polishing wheel. I'm going to go back to the polishing pad, and I'm just going to kind of kiss it on the polishing pad. I call it kissing the polishing pad. Just to take any kind of micro burrs that I left from the whetstones. What the hell? I lost a piece. There it is. All right. Couldn't see it. You got to be careful with your parts. Don't want to lose a part to the shear. And I'm going to need to close these up a little bit. You can see they're not closing all the way at the tip. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove some material on the bumper. I'm not going to bend them. Bending is the last resort. All right, that feels pretty good. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, they are square at the tip. See, they're not closing quite all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of material off the bumper. You've seen these, Jeff. These are those King Stars. These are what you buy on Temu. I think the whole set is like 25 bucks. But you know what? They're perfect for somebody who's starting out. So I'm charging him 25, or his employer, 25 per pair. He could buy 4 pair, but I told him that. So they're closing now. Looks better. All right, let's do a dry tissue test. Man, just no resistance whatsoever. I'm not going to do wet. These are pet grooming shears. They don't have to be glass. Back, middle, most important, the tip. Let's watch how what cuts that tip. I got a clean cut all the way across. Let's do the really fine rabbit fur. Look at that. Look at that. Looks cuts nice. And they were pulling just a little bit at the tip. Like I said, they weren't cutting bad. They weren't horrible. But I would imagine on a coarser coat dog, he would get frustrated. All right, we got one done. How many minutes was that? It was 21 minutes. Well, we wasted time rebooting the camera. So there's one done. Let's do some curves. See, that's not bad. I mean, it's a little crunchy. There's some resistance to it. So this is one of those cases where an experienced dog groomer would have let these go. She's gonna use them until they just don't cut anymore. Oh, see that? Went bouncing out of the way. It's got 2 washers in it. What I do is I take a little piece of Scotch-Brite like this. Got all that junk out of there with the little Scotch-Brite. See how dirty it is right there. I'll buy a case of big box of Scotch-Brites at Sam's and cut them up into little pieces. You see the thin ride lines on these. Beveled edge. All right. And with the marker, I can feel the little damage right there. I can feel how rough it is. And in the same spot on both shears, you can feel the edge. Curved shears I freehand because I want to follow the curve. And I've got hey, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for watching. It's going to be brutal today. All right, I am going to go to 1500 on these since they're new. All right, so I got my burr. I want to push it away. Yeah, it wasn't bad yesterday because we had rain yesterday here. So I think we've gone past the hottest weather. Strangely, I think the Midwest are going to get hit again. I think. Looks good. All right, let's go to the next blade. The fuzzy stick. That's exactly right, Chris. I call it the deburrinator. Man, that's crazy. That's like hurricane. We had some thunder boomers yesterday. It didn't rain a whole lot, but boy, it sure made a lot of noise. And I think we're going to have it again today. We'll see. It's not. It looks really clear outside right now. Sun's shining. I see something on my blade. I'm going to hit it one more time with the 1500. All right, I feel pretty good about that. Well, I hope you all stay safe. I need to change my abrasives out on these. Yeah, these are beveled edge. These are all beveled edge grooming shears, just cheapies. Hey, Larry. So I got a nice ride line now. Beautiful ride line. All right, looks good. We got another pair of curved exactly like this to do next. All right, for whatever reason, this one had 2 washers in it, so I'm gonna put them both back in there. Check the tension. Feel good. I said they were not cutting really bad to begin with, but now there's no resistance. Where they were kind of crunchy before, I want to say they weren't bad. Back, middle, tip. Get the puppies pretty. So here's the real fur. Cutting good. All right, we got another pair of these to do. I may have them a little tight. I think that's a little better. All right, let's do another pair. Another pair of thinners, curved shears. It's got just a little right there. So if I'm testing it and go right there, there's a little something. An experienced dog groomer would not have brought these to me. It's catching at the tip. But this young gentleman, he's just starting at a new corporate salon. It's called Pet Suites. They do grooming and boarding. It's a pretty good sized building that they just built here in League City. And so they're going to pay for his sharpening. So he wanted everything sharpened. So, okay, I'll do it. I hope I don't have problems getting paid. If I do, I'll write something nasty about Pet Suites. I've got a couple of corporate dog grooming places that I do business for. They're always good about stuff. They're not loyal, though. Chris, what's the weather up there in Montana? My son is in Cheyenne. He said it's hot as hell. Hey, Dale. No farmers market today? I wish we had a weekday farmers market. I'd probably do one. Ours are all weekends, and I'm too busy on the weekends. All right, one more pass. I missed the tip. Still didn't get it. Now I got it. Oh, I don't know. I thought you had one on like Monday or Tuesday or something. Yeah, hopefully we're past all the worst heat. I think there's a tropical wave out in the Atlantic. We've been told to keep an eye on. I don't think we're going to get a hurricane this year. Let's hope not, right, Dale? You got your people who come down for the winter. Yeah, exactly. And we don't need no hurricanes. All right, that looks good. I think we're good. We're going to leave that on there because we're going to use that again. My screen went black. What happened? Everybody still there? Yeah, you got to make some videos of that. I want to see you using that machine. I really enjoyed when I was in Las Vegas watching Mitch work on that machine. I probably spent more time at his booth than I did anybody else's. I think once you get the hang of it, I think you're gonna really make some money with that machine. Dale, he bought the shop machine from Mitch in Idaho. The automatic, the Ferrari. It ain't cheap. It's a big investment. but I think it'll be worth it for the long run. It is a piece of work. It's a piece of art. But everything he makes is super high quality. He said his dad, his 80-something-year-old dad, is the one that's is the brains behind building all this stuff. All right, feels good. So the little hitch is gone. I don't feel that in there anymore. Feels good. Nice. Mitch is just a good guy. You can just tell he's just a good human. All right, there's another one. One more. So here's the little kit that all those came out of. So I got one more pair to do of this kit. Damn air compressor. Good humans are hard to find. Sorry, it'll go off in a minute. So what I do is I use these end wraps to test the thinning shears. And I want to see where it's not cutting. Kind of hanging right there. It's still not bad. It's a little ragged. We're going to see if we can get them to cut better. I've texted Mitch before just for questions. He responds back right away. He's always helpful, and he knows I don't have one of his machines. Are you asking me, Chris? No, I am not. I'm not. I've already spent my money for training this year, so I'm not going to be able to go. I might go to the Western Roundup next year in Vegas. I've only budgeted for one event per year, and so I've already done this year. So you can see it's got a very thin ride line, and it's ragged. And I look at the water on here on my stone. If it looks odd, I'm going to go check my set. I may have to adjust these. So I've got it cleaned up, little spot right there. Reposition my fingers. A little more. I'm gonna leave it. I think I got it. Yeah, the one in Vegas will be same hotel as the above Shear show. And I think it's going to be in April, the same time we had it. I went to the one in Vegas last year or this year in April. We'll see. Well, you know, if I want to find out if the Sharpening Guild is going to have one again next year. They don't have it every year. I don't know if this is going to be 35 or not. I got like a little hump right there. Help if I put a disc on it, wouldn't it? Oh, shoot. Almost knocked everything over. I'll let you know, Chris, whether I do that one or not. It'll be in April. The problem is it's going to be the same people that I just met this last year in Vegas, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I would like to go to the one in wherever it's at. Kansas City, sorry. Got distracted there. I mean, when you have something in Kansas City, I'm like, that's no vacation. At least Vegas, you get to do something at night, or Reno or someplace like that. And I noticed that the Kansas City was more expensive on the hotel than Vegas was. All right, we're wrapping this up. Nine more pairs of shears on the table. 13 clipper blades, and I got a lady coming in at 11 for 3 more shears. At least 3 more shears. So I've got a lot to do today. I turned down a couple of people on knives. I said, hey, I can do them on Wednesday, but I can't do them on Tuesday. And I've got 3 pairs of clippers that I need to work on. Put new drives in 3 of them and a cord on 1 of them. It's busy for a Tuesday. I'm usually not this busy on a Tuesday. But I was swamped all day yesterday. It's been very busy the last few days. And I'm going to take off next Sunday. My daughter's birthday is a couple days from now, so we're going Sunday. We're going to have family day, so won't be working Sunday. My son's coming in from Colorado on Friday. Take care, Bill. We're wrapping this video up. As soon as I finish testing these, I'm going to be done with this. I'm going to take a little break, have another cup of coffee, and get to the next shears. But I don't think I'll come back online. So it still hangs at the tip. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. That's cutting really good. I know, I'm supposed to be retired, aren't I? Like I said, somebody asked me the other day, are you retired? I said, no, I'm working harder than I ever did as a financial advisor. I'd be sitting at a desk looking at a screen right now. All right, those are done. All right, so we got 1 of the 3 sets done. I'm going to take a little break, have some coffee, rest my back. My back is killing me. And then I'm going to go do the rest of them. So you guys have a great day. I appreciate y'all watching, keeping me company for this hour. Sharpening, grooming shears. Shears from Southeast Texas.